Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to another virtual painting session. Yep, just a relaxing painting session for everyone. This is going to be the third and final virtual painting session on this painting. We start another one after this. So let's see after tonight if we manage to sell this one. So this one is already available for purchase, but I'll talk more about that later. So I hope everyone is having a great day today. Let me talk about the colors that I am using. I'm still pretty much experimenting with the alkyds, but first let me say hi to you, I guess more formally. So this is me. How's everyone doing today? I hope that you're having a great Saturday. So like I said, I have a multiple camera setup. So if anyone's new to the stream, this is just a camcorder, whereas this one right here is the dedicated, more professional camera. But from time to time, I'll change camera angles and say hi to you directly. So let's talk about the colors here. Hey, Julie, Diana 1. Thanks for being my moderator. Hey, Monique, Marshall, Eshan, hello. So let me talk about the colors. I've been experimenting with the Griffin alkyds. These are fast dryers. So this is Griffin alkyd titanium white, yellow ochre, Winsor red, permanent alizarin crimson, ivory black, and ultramarine blue. These are the alkyds, whereas my raw umber right here is the not an alkyd, it's just a Winsor Newton raw umber. This is my Venetian medium, so we'll definitely be glazing today. So I didn't oil out the painting this time, so I should talk about that first. Usually I oil out a painting if it has sunken in too much. I found that this one didn't sink in that much, and it's kind of interesting. The Griffin alkyds dry like that, like obviously not like that, but they dry overnight. But the way the paint film dries is astonishing to me. It doesn't sink in quite as much, and it doesn't glare quite as much, which is a really a wonderful thing to have. Hey, Ingrid, hurricane winds and oh, the wife. Oh, I hope you're all right there. Hey, Kathy. This is an extension of the Zorn palette. We won't be using the Zorn palette per se because I have ultramarine blue, alizarin, raw umber in there. So that's why it's not the complete Zorn palette, but it's something close to it. So I'm going to start with some glazes. How about that? So a little bit of the Venetian medium. And yes, I've kind of left some of the residual paint on the palette in case you're wondering. Some of it is drying, some of it is not fully dry. So what I do sometimes is just like dig into the paint, and sometimes you'll get some of the paint that's still wet from a previous painting session. Hey, Monique. Oh, the painting arrived. Awesome. I'm glad that you received the painting, Monique. I'm very excited to hear that. I foolishly went to the post office today thinking it was thinking the post office was open. Come to find out the post office is of course closed on the weekends. But I have another package ready to send. So I'm definitely adding in a glaze here for the these warmer tones. And I usually work darker and then feed into it lighter. So you'll see what I'm doing. So I start with a glaze like that, and then I go opaque over it. So I use a little bit of a combination of glazes and opaque. So for instance, I'll go in darker than need be. And I usually don't start in the eye, but I felt like it this time. Starting with the eye. So there's the opaque. Putting the opaque over that. Hey, Punny 72 Carol. Hello, Upari. I like your work. Thank you for sharing. Congratulations from Guatemala. Oh, thank you. Hey, Define Arts. Thank you. So that's basically how I'm going to do this. I'm going to go in with a glaze that's a little bit darker, and then I go opaque. So remember, glazing is just a semi-transparent application of paint. Now, since I'm using the alkyds just like I did last time, I'm going to be working one section at a time for the most part, taking each area to full completion now. I mean, at least that's the idea, but in practice I may take this to what I think is a completion, and then I will probably come back later and then realize, oh, I need to change this and change that, probably maybe like I don't know, like 40 minutes from now or 20 minutes from now. Also, I want to ask you a question. So this time I posted the link. Actually, let me just ask you directly here. So whenever I have a question I want to ask you directly, I'll just change camera angles. So this time what I did was I put the I typed up the reminder for the live stream in the morning instead of about 30 minutes before like I usually do. So let me know if that helped with YouTube sending you a notification for this live stream. Again, I don't quite know, but I suspect that maybe scheduling it a little bit earlier may help with getting the notifications for when I stream. So let me know. Hey S. Collandry, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hey, Par, I just want to ask you, where do you set up your camera when you film the live tutorials, also of your live classes? Oh, thank you. When are you doing the Rembrandt? Oh, yep, Ingrid. So for Project 5, actually, the video is going to be released after this stream. In the last lesson, the one I just filmed this morning, I asked everyone to comment their favorite images. I need at least 4, and I will create 4 drawing templates using the images that you request, of course, of Rembrandt works. So I got a question. Let's see. Hey, Julie Danawan, I got a notification in plenty of time. Okay, awesome. Good. So I had a question about the camera. So as you're seeing here, you don't see any cameras. You actually just see my microphone. So my camera is about like 5 feet above me, pointed down at a 45-degree angle, zoomed in. And the painting surface, this is actually at a 45-degree angle as well. So that allows me, see, you can probably see my hat now here. This actually allows me to kind of have a little bit of a balance between an overhead shot and not an overhead camera shot. And also, those of you on Patreon, I did create a pros and cons video comparing Griffin Alkyd or just Alkyd oil paints to non-Alkyd oil paints, which will also be released tonight. Ingrid, I'm not on my regular Wi-Fi, only hotspot. Uh-oh. Hey, Define Arts, I hit the bell, so I'll get the suggestion notification sooner. Awesome. So I'm not the biggest expert on how that works with YouTube, but I think if you press something that looks like a bell, now I'm gonna sound like a complete fool because I have a YouTube channel, but I mean, I don't really know for certain, but I know that if you press something that looks like a bell, you get notifications for when I am filming live. I think that's how it works. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Hey, Monique. Oh, I'm glad it works well. So see how I'm kind of softening the transition a little bit there. And I apologize again. I'm going to have to apologize directly for any background noise that may happen during tonight's stream. There's going to be some guests in the building, And there's potential for some noise. So you have been warned. Let's see. Hey, Monique, I got my notification 5:01 p.m. Oh, okay. Awesome. Hey, Julie, Diana, one. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, good. I mean, of course, I don't know. I should be more knowledgeable about that stuff, but I'm just not. Now, with the third and final painting session on any particular painting, there's usually less of a crowd, so I should be able to get to most of your questions at a fairly reasonable time frame. So feel free to ask me any art-related questions, everyone. And if you like the content that you're seeing here, please leave us a like. It should help us get more. I guess should help others find the channel if you leave a like. And of course, in the last layer, you're free to use pretty much as much medium as you want. And remember, with fat over lean, you want to use less medium in the earlier layers, more medium in the later layers. So I'm basically cross-hatching, trying to get this transition. And yes, we'll get into the tattoos, in case anyone's wondering. We'll get into the tattoos today. And I gotta fix this arm. It's a little bit too thick. Hey Jeff, are you using a steady bar to stabilize your painting? No, I'm not using a anything to support my hand. I'm just kind of freehand. Although, I mean, when I get into something a little more intricate or a little that requires a little bit more of a delicate hand, then maybe like the tattoos, then I'll use a maul stick. But no, just freehand. Hey Monique, notifications should always be early, but YouTube is not always reliable. This is true. Hey Troy, morning all. Looking forward to seeing this portrait finished. It looks great. Oh, thank you. Hey Marshall, yep, the maul stick. I'm not using it yet. In fact, I'm pretty good at losing it. At losing the maul stick. I had it in my room somewhere, or in the studio here. I have no clue where it is. I'm probably gonna have to get up and look for it whenever I need it. I'm really good at losing stuff in the studio. I don't know if anyone else can relate to me on that one. I still haven't found my my cup for my solvents. I don't know if anyone remembers when I lost my tip, the lid, the lid for the solvent. I still haven't found it. It's in here somewhere, but I just haven't found it. Oh, you can relate to Marshall. Yeah, we tend to lose stuff all the time. The only thing I don't really lose is my paints. I'm very particular about where my paints are. A little more medium. Hey David Dowden, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the greetings from New Orleans. And I had to think really, think a bit about whether to oil this one out or not, but I found that with the, as I mentioned, with the alkyds, this is a new discovery on, at least for me, that they don't sink in as much, which is strange. Sometimes that also depends on the painting surface as well. And now we're getting a nice curvature up there. And yes, I know I'm painting a little bit of the makeup, but you know, you can pick and choose what elements you want or you don't want. A lot of painters tend to avoid the makeup, and I get it. But I don't know. It seems to be part of the likeness to the model here. At least the likeness to this image. And one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give when it comes to pushing the effective form, pushing the realism, is to really go for the darks and the halftones. Spend as much time as you can with the darker halftones. Hey, Regina. Now, of course, I'm painting one section at a time here. So I kind of move from one spot to its adjacent spot and adjust the edges as I go. I'm just going to be pushing the angle of the forehead a little bit more. And I'm mixing up a color to put in between the edges here, or put right onto the edge. And remember, those of you in my online class, this is exactly the edge that I almost always go to first in the images for the virtual classroom. The edge for the hairline is almost always the first edge that I look at. Hey Marshall, I enjoy your videos, although I'm not a portrait painter unless you consider a dragon portrait. Yeah, I consider a portrait of a dragon to be a portrait. Of course. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Harjad has entered the chat. What's up? We're going to be finishing this painting today and hopefully selling it as a special sale. Although I'm kind of a fool to try to sell these paintings on the last stream, as the audience count is usually the smallest in the ending stage of a painting, so I don't know really. I may have to put this one on sale for 2 days, 2 streams, we'll see. All right, so let's talk about cool flesh tones. We talk a lot about warm flesh tones, but what about a cool flesh tone? How do you paint a cool flesh tone like that without it becoming too cold and like zombie-ish? The important thing is to know how to cool colors. You can cool off a color with ultramarine blue. You can cool off a color with ivory black. You can cool off a color with raw umber. And you can cool off a color with titanium white. I chose to go the titanium white route with skin tone. White itself, titanium white or flake white, whichever, is a coolant. And I'm painting opaque in the lights, transparent in the darks. Hey Monique, you'd think more would hang out to see the end results. Yeah, I don't know. They usually don't, unfortunately. So I'm kind of a fool to try to sell it in the last sitting, but I will try it anyway. As we now have 3, with this one we now have 3 portraits available. Hey Suka, do I speak Spanish? A little bit. Pero muy poquito. Very little. I know like 5 words. You see that very delicate transition there. Very delicate. Hey Jeff, I finished my first portrait today of my grandson playing hockey. I think it came out good, but we'll look at it again after. Awesome. Yeah. Congrats on finishing your first portrait painting. And with my students, I always actually recommend to use the classical type approach, classical layers, classical layering. It usually helps to pinpoint exactly when a painting is finished, because knowing when a painting is finished is also an art in itself. Hey, Edward Soto. Yeah, if you want to translate for me, perfect. I don't mind. Awesome. And see that, how I used the titanium white as a coolant over there. Hey Troy, I struggled to make shadow colors seem warm without making them dull. I'd say having a good lake red is something that will help. I'm using Alizarin Permanent here because it's the Griffin Alkyd version, but the ultimate Alizarin for me is Old Holland's Alizarin Crimson Lake Extra. Hey Monique, with the $10 Patreon, is it better to start at the very beginning with Project 1 and progress faster? You said Project 2 is better, but one can, let's see, but can one start on any project? Yeah, you can. And Monique, I'll talk to you and everyone directly. So in the online classes, there's a bunch of different painting projects, and you can start with whichever. And again, with the online classes at $10 a month, you can enter in at any skill level, whether you have absolutely no painting experience or you have tons of painting experience. It's up to you. But usually project 2 is the one that I recommend everyone begin with, because it has the full transfer drawing process. But you can start with whichever. You can always start with one project, complete it, and then do project 2. It's perfectly fine. And with the classes, you can take the classes at your own pace. So just because I may be on lesson number, what are we on, like 39 this week, doesn't mean that you can't send me images from lesson 1. It's completely up to you. Yep, no problem, Monique. So I've taken the eyes now fairly far, but I'm still not convinced with the depth yet. But of course, I don't want to chase the photograph, because it'll never be the photograph. And that's why I always say that there should be an error tolerance. Why is error such a hard word to say? There should be an error tolerance. Try to say error 5 times. It's kind of weird. Hey, Edward Soto. I found it funny that I've been wanting a sample lesson and always forget. Yeah, definitely send me an email, Edward. I'll type out my email. Yeah, definitely send me an email if you would like a, let's see. Yeah, definitely send me an email if you would like to have a sample lesson. I can send you a free sample lesson. And it's usually the ending of project 1 that I send. Is it error of tolerance? No, error. I don't know why I can't say error. ERROR. An error tolerance. So, for instance, the painting, if it's about say like 95% accurate with the likeness. I'm good with that. If it gets too close to the photograph, then it starts to kind of lose that painterly quality, in my opinion. If it's too far, that's fine as well, but it can be, I don't know. It's like trying to get it close to the photo reference, but not too close. And knowing how close you want to get to the appearance of the photo reference is the error tolerance. How much error can you tolerate? And of course, that's a word that I'm just making up, a phrase that I'm just making up. I'm sure that others have, different explanations. I'm not a purist in any sense, though, when it comes to anything, really. A purist painter in any regard would say it must be absolutely one way, and it has to be that way all the time, every time. I am not like that. I kind of tend to explore. Yeah, error. For some reason I cannot pronounce. Alrighty, so let's see. When I've prepped surfaces with gesso, it seems quite grippy, scratchy. Is that let's see, scratchy? Is that how it's good to paint with, or should I sand it? It depends on your surface, I think. Like your surface, if it's like a smooth panel, it shouldn't be that scratchy. If it's a canvas, then perhaps it could be the canvas texture, whether it's linen or cotton. But there should be a little bit of tooth. A little bit of tooth is normal. Oh, hey, Tim. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that actually goes into the error tolerance. It's a very peculiar thing to paint a portrait, because it's not the same as any other subject matter, I will say, in that the human eye picks up on things so quickly when it comes to portraits, because we're used to seeing images like all the time, images of faces. So that's one of the things that makes it in particular very difficult, but fun with portraiture. Hey, oh yeah, no problem, Troy. Hey, Monique, do you tone a lot of surfaces in advance so they are dry to the touch and ready? Yeah, I do. I do with certain, like for instance, I was preparing the aluminum panels for days with the gesso, and the wooden ones. Now, this panel in particular, I don't have to do any prepping with the Ampersand Gesso Board Museum Series, and I think I'm gonna stick with this one for some time. I'm currently doing a commissioned painting, and using the exact same board. And it's just a really, really nice quality, high quality panel. And the finish on it is my favorite finish. I don't even think I can get a finish this nice prepping on my own. Well, maybe I can, but it would take a lot more work. Hey, Nader. Welcome. Thanks for watching from Kurdistan. Hey, Brenda. Do you keep oil paint from your palette? And how do you keep... I just leave it here. I paint more or less every day. I work every day except for Thursdays and Sundays, with the exception of tomorrow, because tomorrow is the live chat with my patrons on Patreon. But for the most part, I pretty much paint every day except for Thursdays and Sundays. So yeah, I just leave the paints on here. Sorry about that. For some reason I didn't answer the question. So Brenda, I just leave them on there. And they tend to keep for a pretty long time, except for the alkyds, the ones that I'm using right now. I try to use them up the same day. Now, if you want to save your paints, then I recommend putting the paints in a Tupperware container and putting the Tupperware container in the freezer or the refrigerator, and that should keep them for some time. Let's see. Do you oil into alkyds after they dry? Let's see. I would have oiled. I almost oiled this one out, but I found that the colors didn't sink. They didn't really sink that much, so I didn't oil it out. And you don't have to oil out every single time. Yeah, Julie, just kick her out. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, no worries, Julie. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have this one on sale this stream and the next one. And again, I'm going to be pushing the form as much as I can here. Let's see. Hold on a second. All right. So yeah, I'm going to be pushing the forms and the darks for some time, and then we'll get into the tattoos. Oh, thanks, Monique. And this is one of the things that reminded me of Nelson Shanks. And it's just like those turning values. Because Nelson Shanks almost always painted with frontal lighting. And yeah, let's hope it sells tonight. Let's see. Hey Jeff, I have a painting going on at the same time. I use up the paint with the palette knife on the second painting because it is quick and freestyle with a knife. Yeah, palette knife painting is pretty fun. Awesome. How do you clean your brushes? Do you use turpentine when you paint? Inyelda Garcia, welcome. Do I use turpentine when I paint? I did. I still would, but I ran out of it. I'm just using Gamsol. And the thing I like about turpentine, distilled turpentine, that is that it thins the paint out nicely without kind of eating at it. Sometimes odorless mineral spirits kind of feels like it's eating at the paint film. But what I do is I just end up not using as much when I'm using the Gamsol. That's pretty funny. We have a very small audience, but I'm wondering how many trolls we're gonna get. It's pretty funny, but Julie Dano one, you should get an award. If I had an award, I would give you an award. For helping us catch the trolls. Hey Marshall, are you gonna give this lady a golden lasso? I don't know. Yeah, thank you, Julie Dana one. Yep, I'm using medium. The paint is thin because I'm using the Venetian medium. Yep. Hey Ingrid, back on Wi-Fi. Awesome. All right, so now I'm gonna work my way up to the cheekbone, and then we're gonna work on the nose and the mouth a little bit more, and then of course correct the angle or the width for the shoulder, and then get into the tattoos. Maybe not in that order, but something like that. Hey Jeff, how do you decide where to go next while painting? Is it by the same tones or just working different parts of the face? More or less just working areas that are adjacent to one another. I'm pushing and pulling, so I started here, and then these shapes were next to these shapes, and then these shapes were next to these shapes, and then up here, and then it just happened to, be kind of going in this direction. Hey Mitchell, yep, I will be definitely painting in the tattoos. But let me now mention, as we do now, I think have a little more than 60 of us, I think, here. This painting is currently available for sale as a special sale. So if anyone does decide to purchase this painting during the stream, again, the special sale is first come, first serve. So here's the listing on Etsy. I did title the painting The Gypsy. Everyone was suggesting to title it something with Gypsy. And yes, I will update the photo of this. This was the photo of it before today's sitting. So as it says in the bottom, special sale. If purchased during tonight's live stream, the buyer will also receive a bonus painting study on canvas sheet. So there you're seeing the price, and a study painting on canvas sheet is something like this. It comes on a sheet of canvas. So you're basically getting two paintings for the price of one. So you'll be getting a study painting. Whoops. So I have a bunch of these, as you know. So yeah, if you do purchase during the live stream, it is at a first come, first serve basis. And I'm going to post the link now on the comments. And I'm going to pin it. So there is the link if you are interested in purchasing this painting. I'm going to pin it so that it's on the top. So let's see if we manage to sell the painting during the stream. Fingers crossed. Hey Raj, Kate. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy watching the painting process. Fingers crossed, everyone, that we can get this painting sold during the stream. You know what? Maybe I should just do the tattoos now. Maybe that'll help sell it. Let's just do that. I was going to work in that order that I was saying, but we're trying to sell this one, so let's start to put in some tattoos. I'm going to first fix that with someone could be like, I want to buy it, but I want to see if he can paint the tattoos first. So let's see. And I don't think I'm going to put the tattoo here, but I'm going to put in the ram's head looking figure. All right, so the tattoo is the arm was a little bit too wide before. So I have to adjust this. Hey Monique, oh, I'm glad that you enjoyed the study that came with the painting. And that should be an 8 by 10. So if you would like to frame that one as well, it's up to you. But I'm glad you like it. Oh, whoops. Again, I keep bumping into the microphone. So I've painted the backside of this microphone so many times. Hey Jeff, do I find it difficult to critique another person's painting? Well, I consider them to be constructive critiques. In the beginning it was kind of difficult for me, but now it's a little simpler. I know certain areas to look for in my students' work. Hey Monique, oh, I'm glad your daughter loves it too. Awesome. Let's see. We've got a favorite. Someone has favorited on Etsy one of our images. Awesome. And of course, this is just way too tall, so I'm gonna adjust that. Or is it? Something's up. Something's up, and it's too tall. So I want to make sure that the shape is right before I start to. Let's see. Before I start to put in the tattoos. All right, we got another favorite. Yeah, that shoulder is definitely something that I had to correct a little bit. And it's probably not going to be perfect, but we can always try. All right, that looks more like a shoulder to me. Hey Edward, hopefully. Yeah, the arm is, definitely a little tough. Especially since it's not quite there. There's not enough information in the photograph, so just trying to make sure that it doesn't look too bizarre. But then again, that's why it's a painting and not a picture. Oh, I'm glad it looks better. All right, let's start to paint in this ram's head shape. So what I'm gonna do is apply a couch. Yes, I'm literally going to I'm literally going to pick up a couch and put it right on top of the painting to paint the tattoos. No, I'm just kidding. A couch is when you put in a layer of medium. So it's like glazing, but with nothing on it. So this is a couch. And different people call this different things. It's like prepping the surface for a glaze is what I'm doing. There's different terminologies for a couch, but all it is you apply medium to the surface. And again, this is just from my research in Old Master Techniques, scholarly articles. This was pronounced couch. Hi, Ingrid. Oh, thank you. All right, so now that we have put the couch, now that we have put that big piece of furniture on her arm, now we're going to get the palette knife and we're going to pre-mix the tattoo color. And depending on what medium you use for your couch, is it different? It's a little different than oiling out, Monique. Yes, because it's a medium that I'm using instead of the oil mixture. So it's a glaze. It's like a glaze, but without any color to it yet. And you'll see why I'm gonna use it. So a little bit bluish, but yet kind of green. And this should be enough, I hope. Now the ram's head, if this is a ram's head, hopefully it is. I'm going to edit it. It's going to be a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is test first. I'm going to get a little thing of paper towel and test. Okay, so now we have the ability to erase. Now, as you're seeing, not fully erase, but we're able to erase for the most part. And Venetian medium is perfect for this because it's a fast dryer, but it's not like an ultra fast dryer like liquid. Hey Ingrid, the terminology couch. Oh, you didn't have to retract. It just comes from a book, or not a book, from an article that I read online. Although many online refer to it as a couch. I don't know if they pronounce it differently, or I'm not sure. But now let's go ahead and draw a little more. So the ram's head. So do you see the? Actually, let me just adjust the reference so you can see it better. Okay, so I've adjusted the reference temporarily so you can see it a little more clearly. See the horn here? I'm going to move that up here. So I'm going to adjust the ram. And I'm going to start off with the contour, the outside silhouette. Now, I don't want it to be close to the edge like it is in the photo reference. I don't want it to be close to the edge of the shoulder because it just kind of gives me anxiety, I think, when something is too close to the edge compositionally. You can kind of imagine the buzzing sound of the tattoo. Bzz, bzz. Sorry for the cringe. Hey Monique, never heard that term before. Me neither. I didn't hear about it until I was just doing research on technique. But what it does is it helps the paint flow. It's like you're able to glaze without having to add any extra medium, because imagine if I had to keep adding medium here and there to glaze. Instead I have this uniform surface now that I'm going to be able to draw onto. And now we're gonna put the ram's head on the bottom. Actually, this one's gonna be kind of difficult because it's not quite visible. So what I'm gonna do is edit. I'm gonna vignette the. See, this is why we tested this. I'm gonna vignette this ram's head, just like we vignette the paintings. How about that? So the vignette will end about here. Now, I'm no expert in tattoos, so I'm gonna have to figure out some kind of compromise for the shape of this ram's head. It's looking more like a lion now. Or maybe maybe I should have just made it larger. Let's figure this one out. Now this is why it pays to have a transfer. So it would have been so much easier to just freehand draw it and then transfer it. So I'm gonna have to think about this one. I'm gonna move this. Someone here has to be a tattoo expert. So someone's going to help me out here. Hey Ingrid, I sent you my painting of the pearl earring. So hopefully it should be... Well, now that I know you've sent it, Ingrid, I'm going to make sure to quadruple check it. Hey Julie, Diana, making it larger. Yeah, I think let's do that. Let's make it larger. So I want the head to end somewhere here so that the shoulder goes off down here. So let's figure this out. Let's block this ram's head in, just like we would block in anything in painting. Now see, you don't have this you don't have this ability when you're doing a tattoo on a human being. You can't just wipe the thing out. So this is why it pays sometimes to have a transfer. For the most part, that's kind of, yeah. That's a much better cropping, I think. Thank you. Who suggested this? Julie, Dan, I want you. Oh, man, you are just amazing. Amazing moderator, saving the day time and time again. Yes, this does make more sense now to put in the cropping like that. Let's see. Hey, Fred, another great session. You probably does the medium. You use add sheen. Does it? Yeah, yeah, it does. The Venetian medium, but it's not as much. Ingrid looks like a bold tattoo. We'll make this more intricate. All right, now let's get into this. So the ram's head has some kind of details on the horn, so we'll start to put that in. It doesn't have to be right, it just has to look good. That's the important thing. And it has the little details up here. Remember, painting is all appearances. So, as long as it looks right, if it looks good, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to look right, it has to look good. And let's see, depending on how well I paint this tattoo, we may or may not get a sale tonight. Let's see. Remember, this painting is available. But I know that a potential buyer might be sitting on the edge of their seat like, what are you doing? I'm doing the best I can, okay? Most important work on her lips. The lips. Yeah, I mean, if you, these lips or the ram? Let's see. Oh, look at that. We got another favorite on Etsy. Awesome. But yeah, we'll get into the lips and the nose. And a little more. All right. Now, every once in a while, I'm going to have to stand back. Hey, Sungar. Welcome. And we got another favorite on Etsy. Awesome. All right, let's see. I saw someone here with a username tattoo something. So I know we have at least one tattoo artist that's laughing at me right now. Hey, Sungur. Oh, thank you. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this with your finger just because Venetian medium does have lead, but I'm all good. Don't worry, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Gotta live on the wild side sometimes. Alright, so it's a cartoon ram. It doesn't really look much like a ram. But it's hand painted. And not traced or anything. It's the thought that counts. So now we'll put all the shading. Hey Chris, oh, I don't know if I can, Christelle, thanks for watching from France. Yeah, Rublev Venetian medium. Yep, that's what I'm using. Hey, swipe standoff. Apologize. I don't know how to read the symbols, but welcome to the stream. I'll put the little details here for the hair. Starting to come into fruition here. Hi, Sungur. Oh, wow. That's a lot. Painting. Awesome. Oh, hey, swipe standoff. I can read it now. Hello. And now I'm putting in the little fur-like texture, one section at a time. Man, this must have hurt. Now that I'm thinking about all the, how this tattoo must have actually felt to have painted on you. Because they shaded it. You can see some of the shading here that I'm trying to emulate. It's crazy. I've painted tattoos before, but the texture or the hatch mark looks like graphite. It looks like graphite, or at least silver point. So I'm making oil paint look like pencil. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, Swipe Standoff. Hey, Jeff, how did you come up with the prices for your paintings? I actually had to... oh, yeah, it is a painting inside a painting, huh? Jeff. I had to lower my prices recently because I was doing so terribly with sales. So it's a kind of a supply-demand thing. Whatever works, really. It's like almost anything in economics. And a lot of trial and error. Alright, so now the bottom part here is kind of vague, so I'll take the opportunity to make it kind of vague. Hey, one page of self-care a day. Welcome to the stream. I like the RAM. Oh, thank goodness. I I definitely feel like I've butchered the tattoo. And you're an Aries. Didn't it change? Didn't the zodiac change? Hey, Monique, any way to get the horn to curl around? Around the curl. Oh, yeah. Good idea. Like that? Is that what you meant, Monique? Hey, Tally. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like her expression. Hey, Jeff. I'm glad you like the proportions on the RAM. I tried. Oh, good. Awesome, Monique. Hey, Marco. Probably the most unusual color that you have ever used. What's the most unusual color? I feel like the most unusual color. I have to think about that because that's a very good question. I think indigo is the most unusual color I've ever used, and this is almost like an indigo color. Hey, Edward Soto, tattoos are one of those things that you don't know if you painted them right until they're completed. So don't worry. Yeah, definitely. And online students. So this morning, in this lesson that I streamed, I did mention the possibility of losing connection because there are family members in the building right now that are potentially using up the internet. So I do have to mention, if I do lose my internet connection, I apologize. I'll do my best to repost the stream, but just letting you know if that is a possibility. And I almost didn't stream because I was too worried of losing the connection, but my students convinced me to risk it. So I'm thankful to them because everything seems to be working fine. Hey Mitchell, I think you really nailed the healed tattoo color. Oh, awesome. I did. Awesome. I didn't know that was a thing, but healed tattoo color. Yay. So to get the healed tattoo color, what you got to do is use ultramarine blue, ivory black, raw umber, and a little bit of yellow ochre. Hey Swipe, stand off. You didn't answer my question. All right, let me see. I'm trying to... Oh, can you say anything in Russian? No, I don't know. I don't even know a single word in Russian. I apologize, buddy. I don't know Russian. Sorry. I wish I did. I wish I knew more languages. Yep. And as our moderator mentioned, this painting is available. Yeah. So hopefully now that we have the tattoo, and I think the tattoo is pretty much there. Maybe a few darker tones for the fur down here, but hopefully the tattoo will help to sell it tonight. And remember, you get 2 paintings basically for the price of 1 if you do purchase during a live stream. And the paintings come with certificate of authenticity with a matching signature. And again, here's the price in case you're interested. This was an image of the painting before we started working on it, and so now you can see after an hour and a few minutes how much we've added to it. So I'm sorry everyone, I don't know. The only language that I can kind of speak is Spanish, but barely. Hey Tali, do you have any tips for starting an oil painting? I always suggest to do a transfer. I have a transfer process, transfer drawing, which is it just means to do a drawing and then transfer the outlines. Let me make sure the bottom is completely filled here in case we get a sale tonight. Do I think the horn needs to be bigger and rounder? If it does, let's see. I can project it in this direction. Thanks for the tips, Monique. Hey, Leo V. Oh, thank you. And thank you, Monique, for pointing that out. Yeah, you're right. And I guess the original tattoo artist didn't put the other horn. I guess since it's a full profile, I don't know. I would have put the other one. But I'm trying to stick to what I'm seeing. It's almost like a mix between a unicorn. But I guess that kind of makes sense with the magical theme. Hey Swipe, stand off. I didn't answer. I thought your question was if I speak Russian. I don't know any Russian. And I'm gonna scroll through, see if I missed any other questions. No. So swipe standoff. No, unfortunately, I don't speak Russian. Oh, good. Thanks, Monique. Yeah, I apologize. Swipe standoff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Russian. All right, so we have the tattoo now, and I feel like if I put this one, it just might be a bit too much, and I don't know what this one is, because her hand's covering it, so I don't quite know what it is. So now let's go. You know what? Let's go here since we're on detail mode. Let's put the information in the scarf. So I'm gonna start off by mixing another color. A bright blue color. And obviously I'm kicking myself again for not getting phthalo blue or phthalo green in this case. I think phthalo green would have been more appropriate for the headband. Hey, swipe standoff. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't know your language. Let's see. Hey, Brenda, I see you're painting. I want to go to museums. Unfortunately, they're closed in the Netherlands. Oh, thank you for the museums remark. So, unlike with the shoulder, I'm not going to put a couch on the headband. I'm gonna be painting it more or less just kind of alla prima-ish. Or not even. It's gonna just be wet on dry. Phthalo green. Phthalo is the color that puts anything on a chokehold. So for that reason, I don't really recommend phthalo. Oh, let me adjust the photo reference. For that reason, I don't really put phthalo on in flesh colors, skin tones at all. It works excellent for landscapes. It's a Bob Ross color, definitely phthalo blue. He used it a lot in the skies. It's a very bright blue. So now you're seeing all of those individual little textures. And of course, always test one spot first. That's pretty good. I don't want it to be too like in your face kind of. So I'm not going to go for the specific patterning. That's not even a word. I'm not going to go for the specific patterns. Because I don't really have the patience to put in specific patterns. Ingrid, do you use much cadmium red? I do. At least I was. I still do. The fast drying alkyds doesn't have. Oops, wrong one. It doesn't have a cadmium from what I've seen. So it's Winsor red. That's what this is. But for the most part, I recommend Williamsburg Cadmium Red Vermilion as one of the higher quality red colors to use for skin tones. So we're more or less just, it's like a cruise, really. It's like we're going on a group ride or something with the headscarf. I don't really have a destination. I'm just traveling. Traveling for the sake of traveling. And what I mean by that is I'm just putting on the patterns however I feel. I'm not too caught up trying to get the exact patterns. It's just not really in my interest. What I wish I had was a way for my Etsy image to automatically update itself, because wouldn't it be nice if the image would update? Maybe again that would help to sell the painting. Yep, no worries, Monique. Again, I apologize if you hear noises from the guests that are in the house. Hey, Alana, Stuart. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your comment. Sorry if you could hear that. All these noises around me. Hey, Kathy. I'm surprised that no one can hear those noises around me. This is a Blue Yeti. Kathy, I'll type the name of the microphone. In case anyone's wondering what my microphone is. I guess I should probably create some links for this stuff, but in any case, here's the name of it. Blue Yeti stereo mic is the name. Hey, Mariah. Welcome to the stream. Mariah has entered the stream. Hey, WTV 1 through 8. Glad to catch you live. I love watching your painting videos. Oh, thank you. If this is your first time, let us know. I will give you a shout out. I'll change camera angles right away and give you a shout out. Images are gone. Oh, did I forget to say what? The image should be there. You mean the photo reference? I hope it's there. Unless you mean the unsplash post, that would be concerning. Oh, I'm glad you like the bandana. I don't know how to read one for mafioso se inscriva. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, buddy. Hey, Mitchell, you should add some of that brownish gold color to the bandana. Hey, Jeff, missed my question. Okay, Jeff, let me see. Oh, okay. Hey, Jeff, did you learn by watching other painters paint like we are watching you? And who were you that you watched? Awesome question. Story time, everyone. So, yeah, I did actually. Well, my inspiration for what I've been doing here came from a very specific video that I saw in the past called, what is it called? Portrait as Fine Art. Portrait as Fine Art. I think that's what they called it. Nelson Shanks. It's like a 14-minute, 30-minute, 14-minute, a 13-minute, and then like a 1 hour, I think, painting demonstration all in one DVD. Way back in like 2010, when I was studying at Studio Incaminati in Philadelphia, it was on DVD, and the artist that I was living with by the name Robin Fry, she had the DVD, and I remember sitting there on the couch. I remember exactly where I was, watching that painting demonstration, and just mesmerized for something about painting, combining painting and video, to me was just astonishing. And I always told myself that I wanted to do something exactly like that. Maybe not exactly, since these aren't DVDs, but I wanted to do something like that, and that motivated me to eventually get to the point where I am. And of course, we're still growing, still evolving, but definitely look up Nelson Shanks. To watch that video, you'd have to purchase it, but there's a trailer for it on YouTube. If you look up Nelson Shanks, and then you type in portrait as fine art. Hey Marshall, no, I didn't lose internet. I'm still here. So if you look up Nelson Shanks on YouTube and you look up portrait as fine art, there should be a trailer. Now, someone mentioned the goldish brown colors. Yeah, I do think it needs a little bit of color variety. So, I'm gonna put a little bit of my transparent red, alizarin permanent, and yellow ochre, and we're gonna glaze it, and we're gonna let the blue show underneath to give us the brownish color. Oh wow! Oh, thank you so much, Kathy, for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. We're gonna do let's see. We're gonna do it. Happy dance for the super chat. Thank you so much, Kathy, for the super chat. Happy dance with my palette knife. Thank you so much for your support on my stream. Thank you so much. All right, so now let's see if we can glaze it. Again, thank you so much, Kathy. Wow, so awesome. Hopefully everyone can see that. Yeah, yes. That's so awesome. Again, thank you, Kathy. I love the I really like the dancing emoji with the happy. Okay. So it looks like we have a sale. Let me double check. And of course I'm going to try not to do a backflip. All right. Have we done a sale? Have we done a sale? Let me check. Oh no, my iPad froze. Unfreeze yourself. This is not the time to freeze. You heard that sound, right? Hopefully. You did. Oh wow. We have a sale. All right, I'm going to see if the buyer. Well, I'm not going to mention the buyer's name unless they would like me to mention the buyer's name. But yes, this painting has now been sold. So again, the paintings are first come, first serve. So the painting that we're currently working on has been sold. So everyone say congratulations to the buyer and to me. So of course, as it is mandatory whenever a painting sale happens, get ready for it. Hey Monique, it was the blue scarf that did it. Oh, awesome. Okay, so yeah, everyone say congratulations to Monique. She is now the owner of this painting that we are working on. Oh, thank you, Monique. All right, so as mandatory, every time a painting is sold, I must make a fool of myself and do a painting happy dance. So the painting has been sold. So painting happy dance, happy, happy, happy. We sold a painting. We sold a painting. Sorry for the cringe. I know. Hopefully you're laughing and not cringing too much. But yes, we sold the painting. And again, happy dances are mandatory. You must do a happy dance whenever you make a sale. It is a mandatory thing. Oh, thanks, Leo V. I'm glad you like the tattoo as well, Monique. So I was just, speaking of the blue, I was just about to glaze the kind of the yellowish, reddish colors on the bandana. So I'm going to clean off a brush. I'm cleaning off a brush. So remember, paintings are shipped within between the 1 to 2 week interval. All right, I'm gonna test one area with this, and I want this to be very slight. I don't want it to, take the painting on a chokehold. Very slight color changes. Hey, Edward, laughing and cringing. Yeah, sorry about the cringe. No, it's okay. So a little bit of that kind of gold color reflection for the bandana. Hey, Robert. Yep. It's better to pre-prepare swatches of paint or to make a small, thin swatch and adjust accordingly. I don't think you have to go that far. Like what I did here, just test an area. And that's why I suggest, that's why I waited until this layer to put in the tattoo and to do this, because I can usually just wipe it off if I put something in I don't like. So my suggestion would be to, when you're going to put in details in a painting like this, to do it on top of a dry layer so you can subtract and get back the layer that you had before. Hey, Mitchell. Oh, thank you. Hey, Glenn. Oh, yeah. To Monique. What a great investment. I wish I'd, let's see, bought a sale picture from Michelangelo while he was painting it. Oh, thanks. I mean, at least I feel like this is like a one-of-a-kind kind of experience. Wouldn't you say, Monique? I mean, in the sense that a painting is being created and it's seen by many, and then you get the chance to own it. Okay, I think that's all I want to do for the headband. I don't want to put too much more for the headband. All right, so now let's return to the cheekbone and the nose. So really, there's not much more I want to do to the cheekbone. It's just this looks like almost like a stain. It doesn't really go with the form. All right, so I should take off so I'm going to take off the pin with the for sale pin because the painting has been purchased. And sorry for the cringe, everyone. But a happy dance is mandatory when you make a sale. On a rare instance, I think I actually got the right color and value at the same time. This usually doesn't happen. It usually takes me many tries to get the right value. Oh, awesome. Yeah, again, thank you so much, Monique. Hey, Julie Dana one. Definitely one of a kind, something extra special about it as we get to watch you paint start to finish. Well, thank you. I mean, I'm hoping so. I mean, I really enjoy this sense of community that we have. And then there's always that like question, will it sell? Will it sell? That's always the question. And we did it. We did it, folks. Now let's take the painting to completion. And Monique, of course, if there's anything you want me to adjust, you definitely can tell me anything you want me to adjust. Oh, thank you for your kind words, Kathy. Now, I don't want to make it too bright. That's why I mixed right on top of the previous skin tones. Oh, thanks, Monique. Hey, Jeff, do you find it distracting for you to speak and paint at the same time? A lot of concentration. I, like many, have attention deficit disorder or something like that. So it actually helps me in a weird way to speak and to paint. Or, when I'm painting off camera, I usually just have Netflix playing. I just finished 72 Dangerous Animals Latin America on Netflix, which ironically on the bottom of the list was my all favorite, the tarantula. But just goes to show you that they're not that dangerous. But in any case, when I'm painting, I usually have something on Netflix, or I'm always doing something. So in an odd way, painting and talking and streaming and doing all this at once actually kind of helps me focus on painting. But in the beginning, though, Jeff, yeah, in the beginning it was very difficult for me, painting and talking. But then it just ended up becoming what it's becoming now. Hey, Mariah. Let's see. I have your show on when I am painting. It helps my dyslexia and dance and dancing. Painting and dancing. Well, that's one way to get a good workout. Hey, I missed a question from Robert H. Thanks for pointing that out, Julie Dana 1. Let me scroll. Hey, okay, Robert H. I find my darks get sort of pale and loose, and lose their richness when I come back after frying, after drying. How do you avoid this or keep the striking darkness you've demonstrated in her hair? It sometimes the oil paint can fade it can fade, and then you have to oil out, apply a little bit of you don't have to oil out each time, of course. I didn't with this because it didn't fade, but if it does sink in too much, then you can go and add a little bit of medium. And we're actually going to cover more for the hair because we can still push it darker. But one suggestion I would have is to get a little tube like this and put in about 1/5 of oil, linseed oil or walnut oil, whichever of your choice. I have cold pressed linseed oil in there. And then, so 1/5 medium, 4/5 solvent. And then put the medium on the painting surface, and then with a sponge, remove the excess oil. That can help to bring back the darks, Robert. But I wouldn't do it with every layer, though. I wouldn't do it with every layer. All right, so that should be about there, almost. I'm just going to add a little more color variation. So a cooler tone underneath here. And yeah, I'm always ecstatic when a painting sells. So as I said before, now is the time for the color variation. So these are some cooler notes. I used a tad bit of raw umber into the skin tones. All right, now let's move into the nose. So the nose is definitely going to need a color adjustment. It's a little too gray. I want to make it pink, but I don't want to make it bright pink. So that's where yellow ochre comes into play. A nice earthy color. Test a spot. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're on a roll today. Somehow I keep getting the right color each time. And I usually paint right onto the bulb of the nose first. And then just let the paint kind of scatter. Now we're getting the richness, a little more richness in the color variation. Let's see. Hey, Stefan. What do you do in preparation for shipping a painting? Do you wait till it's touch dry, maybe retouch varnish? I use Gamboge picture varnish. It's the one that you can use when the painting is touch dry. And I wait. That's why I say the painting ships within 1 to 2 weeks. So I wait for the painting to be touch dry. And then I apply the Gamboge gloss picture varnish as uniform as I possibly can. And then I let the varnish dry. And then once everything is completely dry, then I ship the painting. And in the meantime, I create the boxes. So I get a large box, I chop it up to size, and then I fill it with styrofoam supports. And then I test the box by putting another painting in it and throwing it and making sure that it doesn't it doesn't lose the grip from the styrofoam. And then on top of the styrofoam, I actually have like a kind of sandwich, not sandwich, but it's like I have styrofoam pillars, and I put cardboard on top of the styrofoam pillars to prevent any crushing from the top. And then I put supports on the bottom of the box too. It's a very intricate process. But I found that styrofoam supports helps with that. And I do check the weather. I ship in priority, and I check the weather to make sure that everything would be fine. And I'm glad that it arrived properly and in shape, Monique. So I'm glad you have art and magic. And now you're going to have the painting titled The Gypsy. Hey, Mitchell, I feel like I would prefer the Gamboge satin. What are your thoughts? That could work. I like the glossy look that oil paintings have when they're varnished. And to each their own, though. I mean, if you like the the satin color is perfectly fine. It's just I like the gloss because it reminds me of going into the art museums and seeing the Vermeers and the Rembrandts and seeing the gloss. Oh, I'm glad you like the title, Art and Magic. Hey, Stefan. Yeah, I don't throw the paint. I make sure that the painting isn't in the box when I test it, and I throw it. I usually put another painting in the box or just a panel and test it by throwing it. Hey Mitchell, does the gloss create a lot of glare? Not so much. I mean, if you light a painting, so if the light is coming from an angle, then the reflection or the glare would be from another vantage point. So if you're looking at a painting like this, so these are your eyes, right? You're looking at a painting straight. As long as your light source isn't coming from the same direction as where you're looking, then it shouldn't glare too much. Yep, no problem, Mitchell. So, Monique, do you like the varnish on Art and Magic? All right, now let's move on to the lips. I just adjusted the color. Hey, Monique. Oh, good. I'm glad that you like the varnish. I've got quite a few more paintings now that are ready for varnish. So, for instance, the pearl earring painting is ready for varnish. It's going to be varnished like tomorrow. Which other ones? I think that's it for now. And today I was actually kind of silly. I went to the post office during the weekend. Since today is a full work day for me, I forgot it was a weekend. And yep, every now and then the link to the online class. Again, the online classes are $10 a month. If you're, if you like what you're seeing in these streams and you would like to take your learning with me further, please check out the online classes for $10 a month. And if you want to go even further, for $20 a month is the live stream tier. Live stream students, live stream tier patrons at the $20 a month, they have the ability to watch each lesson as it's created, as I do use the same filming software to create my lessons. So it's basically the closest thing to one-on-one lessons, because it's very, very few. And don't forget, patrons on Patreon, online students. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. is the live chat for the month of November. So we'll have Mr. Taco there again. Don't worry, there will be no reptiles in the live chat. Just me and Mr. Taco. And we'll be talking about anything, really. Hey Mitchell, what is your day? This is my day job. This is my job. Full-time painter, teacher, YouTube person. Hey Monique, are you selling the girl with the pearl earring? That one has already been sold. So it's just been waiting. I've been waiting to add the Gamboge picture varnish to it. Yep, that one has been sold. Hey Monique, the live chat. Yeah, the live chat is with video. The live chat's gonna be the other camera angle, where you can see me directly. And the live chat is the chance to talk with me about almost anything, really, because the video is not saved, it's not monetized or anything. It's purely just us having a conversation about life. Hey Monique, do we get to share our video? Share the video. Oh, you mean like a Zoom? I've been thinking about that. At least for tomorrow, it's going to be like this, but instead it's going to be just me and Mr. Taco, the family Chihuahua. But I have been considering using the Zoom. I mean, I have no idea how it works. I've just heard that it's not the best to use in terms of connectivity, but I can certainly try it out. And this is one of the most delicate edges next to the hairline. As you notice, I seem to always spend a long time on this edge. There. Let's see. Hey Jeff, when is your next live chat video? So the live chats are a monthly thing. Unlike everything else, the live chats are purely just us talking about life and things. And so those are once a month. They're always the first Sunday of every month, except this month. I wasn't able to do the first Sunday. This was I think one of the first Sundays, because it was November 1st. It was my my fiance's mother's birthday. And of course, you know, if you miss an event like that, it could be life or death. So I couldn't miss the birthday. I can miss any other birthday, but if I miss that birthday, well, obviously I can't miss my fiance's birthday, but that was really the only time I had to miss the first Sunday. But it's usually the first Sunday of every month for the live chat. It used to be live painting would be the first Saturday of every month, but now it's 3 days a week. So it's definitely changed. Hey Jeff, what will you be working on next? I want to say another portrait, but I don't know. I mean, I really love portraiture, so most likely another portrait. Maybe, of course, with different subject matter or background. I don't know, but definitely another portrait. Hey Troy, had to leave for a bit. Back now on the tattoo. The tattoos hopefully have been completed. I didn't want to put the other tattoo down here, or the other ram's head, because there's not enough information for it. And I didn't want to put this one because I felt like it would compete with the composition. Hey Mariah, Zoom is good. It takes some logging in and timing to do. Yeah, tomorrow I'll get live chat time. Yeah, definitely live chat, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 12 to 1. 12 to 1 is the live chat. Hey Monique, Zoom meetings work well. I use it for my day job, which unfortunately is not making art. Yeah, I don't know. I've never used Zoom. I've seen someone use it once for like a birthday, but I have no clue how it works. Yep, another portrait, definitely. Now let's add some more depth to the upper lip. Switching brushes here. So you see we added more color variation to the painting now. And then after putting a little more depth for the mouth, I'm then going to add more depth for the hair. And one way to think about depth is how far can you push the illusion of form. Okay, here's where I would want to have the mole stick. Yeah, I lost it. So stretcher. And see how I'm trying to add the depth. Hey, under Area 51 just popped on. Are you using oil paint? Yep, this is oil paint. Under Area 51. If this is your first time, let me know. I'll switch camera angles and give you a shout out for your first time here. Hey Jeff, do you have paintings hanging around in your studio and hanging in museums yet? I wish I had paintings in museums. I do have quite a few, yeah, in the studio. Hey Monique, I was just going to ask, when you mentioned the hair, do you see a lot of movement in brush strokes in the hair? I do. Well, I try to. Oh, you're definitely catching on to some of my I guess ideas. Yeah, this is a movement to me. See this? This is a movement. See that brush stroke? That's a movement. This is a movement. So the hair itself kind of has a gesture. And this is a movement. So yes, I do see that. Under Area 51. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's change camera angles. I like your username, by the way. Alrighty, under Area 51, welcome to the virtual painting sessions. This is my shout out to you for being here for the first time in one of my virtual painting sessions. I hope that you will enjoy the content that we have here. And of course, the community that we have here is so wonderful in these painting sessions. Hey Monique, it's hard to see, but I believe you. Well, we'll make them a little more apparent, and a little bit the flow of the hair. Oh, thanks Monique about the comment of the museum quality. I hope to be have paintings in a museum, at least in my lifetime. I'd hope. But even if it takes longer than my lifetime, I would still be grateful. Well, we'll see. I need my makeshift maul stick. Hey Mitchell, do you ever stand when you paint? I almost always stand. I almost always prefer to stand too. It's just that I have to have the camera set up. The way that I have the camera set up, I can't really stand and back up because I run the risk of backing up into my camera equipment. Let's see. Hey Jeff, how would your paintings look under museum light? Hopefully they would look good under museum light. But I mean, I use what you're seeing here. I use a combination of warm and cool light. So I have a LED light, and again, the lights are coming in at a 45 angle, as to not create too much glare. I mean, if anyone knows any museum curators who wants to help me out. And I'm just trying to make sure that I got the center line straight. Hey Monique, as great as the video quality is, it's sometimes hard to see the brush strokes. I love to look closely to observe. I'm sure you see them in person. Oh, that's another question. I hope that it looks, Monique, the hope is that it looks better in person. The painting. I hope it does. Hey, under Area 51, how often do you do live? So it's usually every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 5 or 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the way that it's been the way that we've been doing this is I've been starting paintings on Mondays and completing them on Saturdays, and hoping to sell them as well during the streams. Which, thank you so much, Monique. We have sold this one. So someone out there in the world is watching this, knowing that they are going to own this painting. Talk about delicate edges, though. Hey, Jeff, have you ever entered art contests such as a fair? Have I ever entered art contests? I have entered... Ooh, this is a tough one. The only one that I have really entered is Portrait Society of America. But I've been rejected, I think, 4 times by Portrait Society of America. And then I just gave up entering there. I also entered in... I think like 4 to 5 times to Art Renewal Center, and also got rejected. So I have entered, I just haven't had any success in that. So full disclosure there. Oh, awesome, Monique. Oh, okay. I'm glad it looks better in person. Awesome. Yes, that is good. Hey Jeff, have you painted family members? I did do a portrait a long time ago. I titled it something like when the pandemic first hit. It was to talk about how to paint a model from life during the pandemic or something. I forgot how I titled it. It was a portrait of my fiance's mother. And I don't think they really liked it, if you ask me. They didn't frame it or anything, so I kind of... I don't think they liked it. But that... And I kind of butchered it. I'm not going to lie. I kind of messed that painting up. It came out pretty bad. But, yes, I have painted family members, and no, I don't want to ever do that again. As it's so stressful when you paint someone you know. That's probably one of my worst paintings that I've done on YouTube, I think. I butchered it really bad. Hey Monique, tough to get into Portrait Society of America. Oh, thank you so much. I tried. You gotta try. Hey Mateos Garcia, I'm watching from Dartmouth, MA, or Massachusetts. Love the painting. How to start. So we'll be starting another one on Monday. You'll see how I start these paintings. But usually I like to start them in monochrome. Oh, thanks, Juliet 1. Leo V, what are your thoughts on Rembrandt and his style of portraits? Thanks, my Fanwania Studio. Oh, thank you. Leo V, my thoughts on Rembrandt and his style of portraits. Interesting question. Since in my online classes, we started a project, a Rembrandt master study project, where the students can choose any Rembrandt of their liking. Funny you asked that. I love Rembrandt's portraits because of the honesty in his paintings. If you look at a lot of his commissions, you can see that he didn't paint to please. He painted as he saw, and he painted as how he felt, in my opinion, of course. So I really like the honesty in Rembrandt paintings. Hey Julio, what about self-portrait? My most recent self-portrait, I painted myself with my ball python Zorro, and I looked at a mirror to paint that one. Now I kind of don't want to add the jewelry. There's like I don't know what it's called, but it's like a earring that doesn't go on the ear. I don't know what it's called, but I kind of don't want to add it. I feel like it would kind of distract from I guess the surrounding shapes, so I don't think I'm going to add that. I see it, but I don't think I'm going to add it. Oh, thanks, Leo V. Hey, Duwana Tillman. Do you use oil-based? Yeah, yep, this is oil paint, yep. Oh, it's called a lip ring. Yeah, I have no clue what it's called. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to add the lip ring. Hey, Mervat. Welcome. Facial stud. Interesting title. Hey, Mateus. Do you do acrylic painting also? I have done acrylic painting. I can do it. I'm not the best at it. I've made a video on it, on acrylic painting, but no, I haven't done at least any streams with acrylic paint. All right, now to the hair. Now that we put more information for the teeth. And also, again, I'm using Alkyd oil paints. Alkyd oil paints, as I mentioned in patrons, you'll see the behind the scenes later tonight. I did a compare and contrast for you about Alkyds versus non-Alkyd oil paints. I consider them to be advanced because they dry really fast, but there's so much more you can do, I think, with Alkyds. I'm just barely unlocking everything that you can do with them. Hey Jeff, how do you know where to put warm colors? Oh no, there's no dumb questions. No dumb questions. Let's see. How do you know where to put warm colors? So I'll talk about zones. The typical color zones. With most skin complexions, typical color zones involve a kind of yellowish zone for the forehead here. This kind of mushroom shape here. That's the yellowish zone typically. The pinkish zone is here. And then the kind of grayish zone is over here. Typically, that's the way it goes with most skin complexions. But that's just how to start. I try to relate colors to one another rather than try to perfectly match them. I usually don't color match. I use color perception or color relationships. But for warm colors, I mean, it's actually kind of nice to put a alizarin crimson or alizarin permanent, whichever, in the hair, especially with dark hair, as you'll see. And look at that. So like I said, the painting didn't fade with the Alkyds, which is wonderful. So there's really not much I have to do with the hair, except for just cover it again with a more oily mixture. Going for the darkest darks first. letting the underlayer show through. And of course, I'm going to get a different brush and kind of scatter the paint. And yep, our link for the online class will be there. Every once in oh, hey there, a little itsy. There was a itsy bitsy spider in my microphone. Hold on a second. All right, put it to safety. All right, sorry about that. So now I'm just spreading the paint. So this is like glazing in a way to soften the edges. And yep, there is the link for the Etsy store, as well as the link for the online classes. And remember, with the online classes, you're getting five uploads a week. You're getting 3 lessons, 1 behind the scenes, and 1 virtual classroom each week. And you can send your artwork images to me. You have the option, if you would like to send your images to me each week for the virtual classroom. So not only do you, of course, get to watch these painting sessions 3 times a week, but you also get to have an upload 5 times a week, a grand total of, if I can do math, 8 times a week. You get to watch painting footage 8 times a week. That's more than 1 upload a day. I never thought about it that way. But yeah, that's what is entailed. And only $10 a month, huh? So Monique, you were mentioning the flow of the hair. I'm actually about to get to that. Oh, let's see. Just a thought. Do you think adding a hint of shoulder on the right makes sense? I like it the way it is, but curious. Adding any hint of shoulder on the right. Oh, here, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. I'm gonna add that in. I'll make it look like it's a shadow. That's a good idea. I know what you mean. Let's see. Hey Mitchell, for patrons, can we send our personal projects for critique? Yes, you can. I allow my students to send me, I guess it sounds weird when I say that. Students can send me 1 original artwork any time of the month. And it will be in the virtual classroom. Under the hair. Let's see. Oh, you meant under the hair. Well, I mean, I do see that there should be a shadow here, so I'm painting in the shadow. Oh, you mean Monique, the hair covering the shoulder? Is that what you meant? I can overlap some of the hair on the shoulder. Hey Corey Lewis, tattoos and art. Oh, thank you. So now I'm going to use that other brush to scatter the paint. Hey Kelly, Maldonado, what's up? Welcome to the stream. And again, if this is your first time in one of my streams, let us know, and I'll change camera angles and give you a shout out. Let's see. I mean on the shoulder or our right. Oh, here. Oh, that's what you meant. We can experiment with that. Just a glimpse of the shoulder here. Although I don't really see it in the camera angle. So yeah, to anyone of whom this may be your first time in one of our virtual painting sessions, just let me know and I can give you a shout out. Oh, thanks, Ingrid. I'm glad the band is looking good. A shadow of the skin. I'm just trying to add a little trace of the shoulder, but I think that for the composition's sake, I think that perhaps it would be best without anything here. I mean too much here. But I mean, let me know since let's see. Let me know. What is missing, though, is some of the curls of the hair here. I feel like it should have a curl here at least. Let's get a scrubby scrub brush. So we can have some of the texture of the hair. Ingrid, you hear noises more than we do. Possibly. I guess my microphone is really good. Although they haven't really... I think everyone left. The house is a little more silent now. Yeah, just a trace of the shoulder here. Oh, thanks, Monique. Gotta soften those edges. Let's see. Hey Nia B. Hey Marvat. You probably am a new portrait painter. I paint nice portraits, but I have a problem in drawing, so I always make grids for my portraits. I want to be like you and draw my portraits without being afraid. Well, Marvat, I think the best thing is to do as many sketches. I do a lot of quick sketches. I call them gestures. I introduced them in the practical figure drawing portion of my online classes. But also, I mean, with experience too. Experience is, of course, the best teacher, but I do recommend quick drawings. It helps train muscle memory and reflexes. Let's see, Marvet. Yeah, my advice would be to do quick drawings. By quick drawings, I mean like 2 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, at most 10 minute drawings to loosen up. To loosen up your it's both muscle memory, but it's also a way to teach yourself how to, or a way to learn how to see. The word is skipping my mind. Spatial relationships when you're painting, so that you can use your eye to compare, and it's called comparative measurement. To just use your eye to compare and get proportions that way, as opposed to having to always use a grid. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with a grid. I mean, it just is a little, I don't know what the word is, but it's a little less, to me, it's a little less fun sometimes if I have to use a grid. For me, it's a lot of fun to find the drawing, to find the lines. Hey Nia B, I paint galaxies and sunsets and rainbows. Awesome. Galaxies. I've always wanted to paint a big picture of a galaxy. That would be so cool. Hey Jeff, do your talents include other things such as woodworking or cooking? Oh, thank you. I actually like, although I haven't done it in a while, I like making or preparing sushi rolls called maki rolls. Of course, I have a passion for animals, so I love caring for reptiles, tarantulas. Those are my main interests. When I was a kid, I did a lot of rollerblading, or aggressive inline skating, it's called. And then in my early 20s, it was motorcycling. Of course, I'm still into that as well. Okay, that portion of the hair is way too straight. So I'm going to actually lift some of the hair here. It just needs to have some movement here. It was just way too straight. And again, this is just my interpretation of this composition. I just like that everything is following the main diagonal. I haven't really talked about composition that much with this, but I always look for a main diagonal in the composition. So if you take a diagonal from here to here, I always try to look for the main diagonal. Another thing I should probably do is cover this. There's a spot in the background that I missed. Hey Mitchell, take care. Hey Mariah, I think initially when someone's doing exercises to a good habit, stand back from their works, I get up often and look at the composition and anatomy. Yeah, definitely. So I want to make sure I cover every edge of the painting. So we're actually kind of almost there, taking it to the finish. Of course, I'll be signing it up here. So I'm going to stand back, or actually sit back and double check. Oh, thanks, Ingrid. Yep. Everyone say congrats to Monique for purchasing this painting. Hey Steven, I painted a galaxy. It was very relaxing and therapeutic too. I started with a photograph and then in the end I made most of it up. Awesome. Imagine that power to be able to invent entire galaxies. So one last little glaze, I think, underneath of the mandible. I apologize for the cringy happy dance, but it must be done every time a painting is sold. And of course, it's your chance to laugh at me too. Since that's the whole point of it, the cringy laugh. Hey Nia. Oh, thanks for the question. I have no clue. Gotta be so careful with that. Okay, I think we've got it. Hey Jeff, have you studied bone structures and names of the bones in the face? Yep. For the most part, yeah. And again, I keep talking about Project 2 in the online classes, but in Project 2, I did do part of that video was, or not that video, the project actually went into the bony landmarks, the bony structures of the face. So yep, definitely. But the anatomy, more or less, is to help place the parts. Hey, Matthias. Thank you for answering my question. Blesses. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Okay, so let's see. Hey Monique, the scarf looks like satin, the tattoo looks like ink, and the skin and features are glowing. Awesome. Hopefully. So it should be about done now, I think, unless there are any other edges that I have to adjust. Hey Steven, nevertheless, I think a happy dance should be done at the completion of every painting in 3, 2, 1, go. I try to save it strictly for if a painting is sold. But I used to do this thing where I would lift up my handheld palette every time I'd complete a painting. But of course, this is not a handheld palette. Hey Julio Vasquez, I've been buying a lot of brushes, thinking it's the reason why I don't get the results I'm looking for. But I don't know how to do the strokes. Do you ever cover that in your online classes? For the most part, yeah. I do talk about at least paint handling in the video. So for brushes, I tell you what, I stick with acrylic brushes for the most part. Acrylic synthetic brushes. These are brushes from Michael's arts and crafts store that I usually get with the discounts that they have there. So it's not the highest quality brushes, but the quality comes in the paint support, the panel that I use, that is, and the the paints that I use. Oh, thanks, Julie, Diana one. One more thing before I call this painting complete is I always check the bottom of the painting. You may recall how I was periodically checking the bottom. So just a tip to everyone, when you're finishing a painting, make sure to look for the bottom. So for instance, there's a thumbprint. I don't think anybody wants my thumbprint in a painting, so I'm going to paint it out. And it should be clean. And now what I'm going to do is actually get a paintbrush and put it underneath of my setup here so that it doesn't touch the bottom of the painting. And now it's just time to sign it. So now that I'm going to be signing the painting again, please feel free to ask me any suitable questions. And of course, Monique, if you see anything that you want me to adjust before the stream ends, let me know. So I'm just going to use Ivory Black and raw umber. Now, I need to go and get a better brush for this, like a size 0 liner brush. Whoops. I'm going to have to try out a bunch of different brushes before I sign it. And I think this one is good. Signing is actually pretty difficult for me, because I have to get the right consistency of medium to paint. And of course solvent. So this should be good, hopefully. Hey, someone's saying depends on how famous you get. Having your fingerprint on a painting may be a big deal one day. Oh, thank you for your comment. Alright, it's going to sign up here. Wait a minute. Is it off the camera angle? It is. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's completely off the camera angle. There it is. So you can see the signing. Sorry about that. Hey Mervat, I'm a self-taught painter. Do I have to study anatomy? I wouldn't say that you must, you know, but I would highly recommend it. Thanks, Nia B. Also, is anyone interested in prints and stickers of these paintings in particular? I am kind of looking into making stickers and like coffee mugs and things like that of my paintings. I wonder if would anyone be interested in that? Hey Monique, such unique opportunities when it's interactive. when can we ever do this, or you ever do this? I really enjoy this. Hey Monique, you love stickers of any type? Well, definitely. Yeah, definitely looking into making stickers, and various different products also to have. There it is. It is signed and completed. Hey Julie, Diana one. Yeah, you would like mugs and stickers? We're definitely looking into stickers. And yeah, stickers and t-shirts. We've been looking into stickers and coffee mugs, wallpapers. When I say we, my fiance and I have been looking into that. I'm very fortunate. My fiance is also my fiance is really creative, so she's coming up with these ideas. Stickers, yeah, we will make some stickers. If you are interested in them, we will make them and put them on Etsy, and maybe we can do some special deals for those during the live streams as well. Hey Mariah, just got your message on Patreon. I will get to the messages after the stream ends. Right now I'm just cleaning off the brushes. Hey, so this one has sold during this stream as a special sale. So Monique purchased it during the live stream, and anyone that purchases a painting during the live stream as a special sale, again, there's the price. This picture is going to be updated. This was the way the painting looked and when we started. But special sale, if purchased during tonight's live stream, the buyer will also receive a bonus painting study on a canvas sheet. So on Monday, we'll have another painting for special sale when we start the next portrait painting. So yeah, there you can see the price and everything. And yeah, if you are interested in stickers and prints and coffee mugs, that's definitely something that we will make happen very soon. So yeah, right now I'm just cleaning the brushes off camera. So yeah, consider this our dedicated questions and answers time. So when it comes to cleaning brushes, I pretty much just use solvent, so just the Gamsol for the pretty much all the brushes. But I go the extra mile with this one, and I the Princeton Catalyst Polytip Bristle, and I use hot to warm water and dish soap. I might want to clean off the edge of the nose here a little bit. Hey DJ Crane, you want a hat? Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I did make a hat once before, and I did have t-shirts once before, and I think someone actually owns one of the first edition t-shirts that I made a long time ago, but I do want to make more. But yeah, especially since I always wear the visor. Maybe we can make a virtual painting or something hat, or Upari artist hat. We can do something like that. But for the time being, coffee mugs, wallpapers, prints, and stickers is what we've been looking into. All right, so now it's just time to clean off the palette. And again, if you're just tuning into the stream, or you've tuned in a little bit later, when the painting sold, I did my usual cringe-worthy happy dance. So if you want to laugh at me, that's perfectly fine. Feel free to scroll the video all the way back to the portion where I did the happy dance. I picked up the painting and did the happy dance. It must be done every time a painting is sold. Hey Julie Dan, she is truly beautiful. I've loved seeing you paint her. I've never done portrait drawing before, but you inspire me to learn, so thank you so much. Oh, thank you. It's truly wonderful being a part of the whole live video. Well, thank you so much. Also, you've definitely helped us with the trolls that we were getting here and there. Those trolls. Thank you so much for catching the trolls. And for again helping out so much. And Monique, regarding getting started when beginning a painting session, how do you make the most of the time to be productive? Like if you haven't toned a canvas, how do you decide to start? I tone it. Sometimes I will let the tone dry over a week. Other times I will work into the painting while the tone is wet and use the tone to help me draw. And I believe that's what I did with the start of this one. But sometimes I work with the tone being completely dry. Let's see. Hey Maya, can we see the happy dance? I mean, Monique has to request it. Monique owns this painting, so if you want to see another happy dance, a cringe-worthy happy dance, we can do that. I don't mind. So what say you, Monique? Happy dance to end the stream or no happy dance? Either way, you will be receiving this painting along with a bonus painting study in 1 to 2 weeks. All right, we will do another happy dance. Feel free to laugh at me all you want. I don't mind. Yeah, no problem. The happy dance does require the painting, though. Da, 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 da. Anticipation. Oh, the anticipation. I guess this doesn't look so good. I should probably do something about this. This is just a sheet of drawing paper that I cut up and put there just so the chat box can fit there. Da, 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 da. The anticipation of the happy dance. I don't think the internet's ready for this, to be honest, for another happy dance, but let's do it. That's right. I sold a painting. I'm making you cringe. I sold a painting. I sold a painting. What? I sold a painting. Yeah, I know. I'm goofy. But like I said, this must be done. You must do a happy dance every time you sell a painting. This is mandatory. It must be done, or else the universe itself will collapse. So make sure to do the happy dance every time that you sell a painting. Who wants a... We can make a shirt too. Happy dance shirt. Would anyone be interested in a happy dance shirt? Hey, Paulo Pedro. Yep, I'm streaming here. Yep. Feel free to laugh. I don't mind. Oh, thank you. Dances keep the world moving. This is true. This is true. Yeah, you would like a Happy Dance t-shirt? We can do that. We can definitely do that. Alrighty, so any last questions? And Monique, thank you again so much, Monique. I hope you liked the Happy Dance. Yeah. Trust me, I'm very, very happy to do the Happy Dance. What? No twerk? I don't know if I can go that far. I would knock my whole camera stuff down. Alrighty, so I'll hang out for a little bit longer and wait for any questions. So any questions? Yep, again, thank you so much, Monique. And thank you so much, Kathy, for your super chat. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining, writing comments, leaving a like. By the way, if you haven't left a like and you did like this stream, if you don't mind, please leave us a like. That can help us out in the future. And yep, Monique and all the online students and patrons on Patreon, remember the live chat for the month of November is tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey Felipe, I joined today's stream a bit late. The painting looks great. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we have just completed it, and thankfully we have sold the painting as well. Hey Mariah, what do you have planned for next week's work? I have no clue, but I'm hoping, well, it's going to be a portrait. I just have to go and look on Unsplash and figure it out. But yeah, I have to plan that out. Hey, sorry if I mispronounced your name, Pedro. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Wow, Pedro. So with the fan brush, wow, Pedro, shout out to you. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Yep, have a good night, Monique. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed tonight's virtual painting session. This is me signing out. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time of day it may be for you. I wish you the very best in all of your artwork, and I will see you on the next one.